Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday night. Welcome to our Bitker Insurance pregame show. It is Section 6A Girls Playoff Basketball. The Underwood Rockets hosting the New York Mills Eagles tonight in a quarterfinal round matchup here in the north side of Section 6A. I'm Joel Morgan, alongside me, Jacob Tenson, and two teams that played very early on in the season, two teams that are coming in with hefty winning streaks, and it should be a good matchup between these two teams. Absolutely,
2 versus 3 in their subsection, so teams that you would expect to be here in this situation. It should be a good matchup here tonight. As you said, both on winning streaks, only 4 losses for New York Mills, 3 losses for Underwood, so both teams know how to win. We'll see which one can get it done here tonight.
And let's talk about how these overall seasons have gone for these teams. As you mentioned, New York Mills 14-4 on the season, 2-3 in the section. They have won 8 straight games, capping that off with their 8th win against Norman County East Hewlin-Hitterdal on Wednesday, 61-36. That put them here in Underwood tonight to take on the Rockets. The Rockets 16-3 on the season. The difference between the Rockets and the Eagles, JT, is the fact that a majority of the Underwood season was played inside of their section. Of their 19 games, 18 were played against Section 6A teams, including the top portion of the brackets. You get to know your section really well. You get to kind of gauge really where your competition needs to be.
Yeah, so for Underwood, that it is kind of an advantage, but also for New York Mills, it could be an advantage for them. The other teams don't really know what kind of style they play. They haven't seen them before. They haven't seen them play. They don't know how well they match up with them. So it could be a little bit of an advantage to New York Mills as well, although these two teams did face earlier in the season. But absolutely, Underwood knows everybody in the section. They've played almost everybody in their section, so a little bit of an advantage for Underwood throughout the playoffs.
Let's talk about those 3 losses for the Rockets. One of them against Henning, 63-43. Henning, the number 1 seed in the north subsection. They're playing Mahnomen-Waubun tonight in Mahnomen-Waubun, another game we have for you on yourliveevent.com. Their next loss, that came against Parker's Prairie, 49-40. Parker's Prairie, they're the number 2 seed in the South. They're playing against West Central. Speaking of West Central, that was loss number 3 on the season for the Underwood Rockets. Back on March 1st, 18 days ago, they lost 57-49 against the West Central area Knights. So they have played tough, close against the top portion of this section. They've come up on the short end, but again, I think it proves for a battle-tested Underwood Rockets team. Their pathway, again, was a win against against Ada Borup, in a game where they saw 4 players elude double figures. Joseph Bugby had 18 points. Josie Bugby 18 points. Liz Lucan 15 points. Mo Bugby 12. Ezra Baker 11 points. And those have been the players that have fueled this Underwood Rockets team for a majority of this 2021 basketball season. This is our Bitsker pregame show. Underwood against New York Mills in section action here tonight. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more of our pregame show next.
Multiply efforts to treat one another with respect. What do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Welcome to a caring community of older adults living safely in company with others. Welcome to Benedictine Living Community Ada, with the commitment to senior living that you've come to expect from Benedictine. As a member of the Benedictine organization, Benedictine Living Community Ada can offer personalized care to your loved ones while relying on the support and expertise of a larger network of professionals. We are proud of our community, and we are proud to serve you. We are Benedictine. Learn more at benedictineliving.org/together.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Looking to start your own business? How about needing to grow and expand your current business? Then there's no better place than Norman County. Contact the Norman County EDA for information, grants, and incentives available when you expand, relocate, or start a new business in Norman County. The Norman County EDA has provided $740,000 to Norman County businesses in CARES Act retention grants. There may be additional dollars available to you through the Norman County EDA Small Business Loan Fund. For applications or to find out what Norman County offers your business, visit with the Norman County EDA. Go online, discovernormancounty.com.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Welcome back to our Bitker Incorporated pregame show. Bitker Incorporated is celebrating Ag Month and the appreciation of the business from area farmers. Let's tell you about the Farm Implement Tire Sale and Oil Change Special that is at Bitker's Incorporated. Coming to you live from our Lord Tweeton's Driving Financial broadcast booth. It is Underwood against New York Mill, Section 6A North quarterfinals. Underwood, the number 2 seed, hosting New York Mills, the number 3 seed. Look at our bracket. The winner of this will play the winner of Henning Mahnomen Waubun. That will be coming up over the weekend. That one will be coming up on Tuesday. Over in the south, it is Hancock against Clinton Graysville Beardsley, while Parker's Prairie is hosting West Central. They will play next Tuesday as well, with the winner to play in the championship coming up next Thursday for a trip on to the state basketball tournament down in the cities. Our scores from the last round: Henning defeated Hillcrest 71-32. Mahnomen Waubun over Lake Park Audubon 69-50. Underwood over Ada Borup 76-40. New York Mills over Norman County East Ulen Hitterdal 61-36. Hancock over Ortonville 68-22. Wheaton Herman Norcross losing to CGB 56-54. Parker's Prairie beating Battles Lake 66-24. So those are some of our first round scores of this section tournament. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with us on our Bitsker Incorporated pregame show. Coming up here in a little bit, we'll have our Norman County Implement starting lineups coming up. Look at these teams. New York Mills, some injuries coming into this game. Their lineup altered a little bit, but these are reasons why you try to test your rotation throughout the course of your regular season. A successful season for New York Mills, and they've had some opportunities to get players in, but it's all the cliches come out in the postseason, but really this is the most important time of your season. Yeah,
battle tested, all of them more than likely 14-4, not too shabby of a record for playing with those injuries, and I'm sure no matter who's playing, they're going to give it their all. They're going to play well with this Underwood team. Both these teams know each other. It was just an 8 or a 9-point game in their last matchup, so it should still be a good matchup here tonight between the two teams.
Yeah, these two teams, again, have played each other plenty over the course of their careers. We'll step aside here on our Bitskers Incorporated pregame show. We'll come back on our Bitker Incorporated pregame show. We'll step aside. We'll come back to meet your Norman County Implement starting lineups and get you back to the action here. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
The seed specialists, they're the guys at Select Ag on Highway 59 in Mahnomen. Contact Mitch or Tyler today, 218-936-4026. Select Ag is a Pioneer seed dealer. They carry corn, sunflower, alfalfa. They have Extend and Liberty Link brand soybeans, and they deliver. And Select Ag offers crop protection as well. Contact Select Ag today, 218-936-4026. Mitch and Tyler, your seed specialists at Select Ag in Mahnomen.
Anxious about your retirement funds? We don't blame you. At Bighorn Financial Services, we can help you build confidence within your retirement planning process by offering the ability to not only invest, but protect the money you've worked so hard to put away for the future. If your goal is to grow retirement assets without the risk of losing money in the long term, now is the time to call. Learn how to grow and protect your retirement with the help of Bighorn Financial Services. Call me, Kurt Fillion, at 218-689-6880 to set your appointment soon. Securities offered through FPL Financial, member FINRA and SIPC.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Haaf, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Haaf, a passion that grows.
Talking here during our broadcast for the national anthem. We'll now send
participants. First, the New York Mills Eagles. Number 1, sophomore guard, Bella Boat. Number 11, senior guard, Cindy Pullman. Number 12, junior post, Mariah Geiser. Number 22, junior post, Megan Rydell. Number 23, sophomore coach, Callie Olson. The Eagles are coached by head coach Brian Underwood, assistant coaches J.J. Weller and Keegan Dundry. Now here's the lineup for the hometown Underwood Rockets. Number 0, freshman guard, Liz Watkins. Number 1, sophomore guard, Mariah Bugby. Number 5, junior forward, Josie Bugby. Number 15, senior guard, Brooke Hovland. Number 55, senior forward, Lydia Baker. The Rockets are coached by head coach Brian Hovland and assistant coach Charlie Jensen.
And that is our Norman County implement starting lineups for the both teams as we are set to go for this section matchup here on YourLiveEvent.com. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with you here tonight, which will be a good matchup. Again, the winner will play in the championship round of the subsection or the semifinal overall of the section. They will play against the winner of Henning, Mahnomen, Waban, another game we have for you on YourLiveEvent.com. We are coming to you live from our broadcast booth. This is our Laura Tweeten Drive-In Financial broadcast booth. This broadcast also brought to you by Underwood School District as we are set to go for the opening tip-off between the Rockets and the New York Mills Eagles. 18 minutes up on our community co-op scoreboard. And the tip is one back to New York Mills. The Eagles will control the basketball. Balabauk with the basketball will come to the near side into the hands of Sydney Pullman. Goes into the post. The ball is knocked away. Josie Bugby with the ball stolen right back. Reverse layup off the iron. Rebounded two-handed by Brooke Hovland in the post. And the Rockets will bring it back the other way. So first shot, a miss for New York Mills. Underwood will get their first look of offense and team swapping turnovers. JT, something we'll keep an eye on in this game, his ability to create turnovers on both sides as we get one right here. A steal for Olson and a layup. Callie Olson gets the steal, and the sophomore puts the Eagles up 2-0 on our community co-op scoreboard.
Yeah, and Underwood forces a lot of turnovers. Got one early, but then turned it right back over, and then turned it over once again here on their next possession. But a nice layup there by Lucan.
Lucan gets the steal and the layup. We are tied at 2. Our Valley Vision focus of the game will have to be on the ability to contain turnovers. I think both teams have shown here they're capable of it. Statistically, they're capable of it. As the feed into the post to Olson, tried to outlet pass to the corner, but it came off Hovland and will come out of bounds. And set to inbound it is New York Mills. Waiting for the inbound pass. It will come onto the wing to Giesler inside the lane, and the layup is up and in. Megan Rydell will hit 2, and New York Mills regains the lead. It is 4-2 on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Basketball controlled by the Rockets. Rockets just their second look on offense. Really haven't seemed to be settling things down here early. Lukin with the basketball. Will feed left side. Mo Bugby will feed to Hovland. Drives. Shot blocked. And we're going to get a foul call coming against New York Mills. And Brooke Hovland will get a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, just kind of been a feel-out little session here so far for them. Kind of getting used to the game here. Nothing too exciting happening. Just kind of trading turnovers, trading shots. Not a lot happening so far in this one, but look to see it ramping up here going forward.
First free throw by Brooke Hovland is in. 4-3 the score. New York Mills' lead trimmed to a point. Second free throw on the way. That's good. We have a tie game. 4-4. We are tied for the second time. So 2 early ties as we approach 16 minutes left to play in our opening half on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. And another turnover forced by the Rockets feed to the lane. Bugby will miss the layup. Rebound controlled by Valk for New York Mills, and the Eagles will bring the ball up court. Another turnover attempt, but instead it will become, the ball will go out of bounds. Lukin had a hand on the basketball. I thought it was out of bounds on her, but they'll say the Eagles last to touch, and Underwood, trying to break this 2-all tie, will bring the ball up court. So Liz Lukin will handle the basketball, will come across the timeline. Guarded by Balk, will feed to the left wing to Mo Bugby. Bugby off a screen from Josie Bugby. Had the ball knocked away top of the key in the hands of Baker. Baker recovers and sets to Lukin. Lukin drives along the arc. Stop, looks to pass, but is called for a travel. And it's just a situation where not on the same page as one of her teammates, I think.
Yeah, and she knew it was a travel too. She was going to pass it and then just found herself not being able to pass it. Her teammate wasn't looking for it. So unfortunate travel there for Lukin.
And we are coming to you live here on YourLiveEvent.com from the Laura Tweeten Drive-In Financial Broadcast booth. Visit with Laura today about mutual funds. We have trade jabs here early between the Eagles and the Rockets. There's a feed into the post knocked away by Baker, and she lost it out of bounds. I think Baker thought that one went straight out of bounds and didn't give it a second effort. I think she might have been able to keep that in bounds, but instead it will go to New York Mills. Cindy Pullman baseline, triggers in bounds near post, comes to Rydell, back to Pullman, leg up off the iron. Rebound two-handed by Hovland, and she'll come across half court for the Rockets. 2-2 the score on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Driving the lane, hitting the layup. Liz Lukin will get her 4th point of the game. She's the team leader with just under 16 a contest, and she puts Underwood on top 6-4 as we approach 15 minutes to go in our opening half. Section 6A playoffs here on YourLiveEvent.com as a shot off the iron will be missed. Rebound, though, is in. And we have a tie game, tied at 6, our 3rd tie of the half.
Doesn't matter who scores. The other team's going to score again right afterwards. That's how it seems like it's going to go so far here in this one.
Ball handled by Lukin between the circles, closing in. Who's Balk will look to pass to someone, feeds to Baker. Baker across the post, hesitation. Bugby to shoot off the iron, and then Josie Bugby hits 2, and it is 8-6. Tiebreaker goes to the Rockets. So 3 early ties in this opening half as a miscommunication by New York Mills that will send it out of bounds. Our Valley Vision focus of the game, as we mentioned, ability to control turnovers as a substitution coming for New York Mills. Leah Olson will come into the game. She will see her first action for New York Mills. Inbound to the Rockets. Lukin will bring the ball up court. Coming up at the half, we will have our Linsford Insurance halftime show. As the ball is out of bounds, we'll go back to New York Mills.
And we talked about the turnovers, and a lot of these turnovers so far here in this one have been a lot of unforced turnovers, a couple travels, a couple passes thrown out of bounds, or just a couple errant passes, just kind of sloppy. I wouldn't necessarily say that as New York Mills gets 2 points down in there to go to tie back up once again here, but not necessarily sloppy, just unforced by both teams.
That was Olson with the 2 points, and we have an 8-8 game, our 4th tie. It's going to take precision shooting in this contest to come away with the win as a rebound is taken by Bella Buck, the sophomore for New York Mills. She'll bring it up court for the Eagles. 8-8 the score, 13:40 and counting left in our first half here. The playoffs, and the pass swatted away by Bugby, far sideline. She wasn't even going to try to make a play on that. She just wanted to stop the forward momentum of New York Mills.
Yeah, just swatting that away, kind of resetting the defense there a little bit as they can get back into it.
This broadcast brought to you by the Underwood School District. happen to be out here for some playoff action. Monoman Waban playing against Henning, the other side of this bracket, as a 3 on the way, and that is in. Fellow bounce for catch and release 3, our first 3 of the contest, and New York Mills takes the lead, 11-8.
How about that arc on that one? I think it might have went off the screen. It went super high, but hit nothing but net. What a shot there.
And driving the lane, Lukin, and she's going to draw the foul. She will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Balk will be called for her first personal, second team foul. Brooke Colvin went to the free throw line for Underwood, hitting both free throws. That is the only trip to the charity stripe we've seen for this team, as the first shot will miss for Lukin. Substitution coming for the Underwood Rockets. Ezra Baker will step into the game. So the Rockets making their first substitution, 13-11 to go in the first half on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Second free throw, that is off the mark. Rebound grabbed at the baseline. Good play for Callie Olsen, the post player. Olsen was just kind of out of position, but she jabbed at that ball and stuck with it, and now New York Mills a chance to add to their 3-point lead. 3 points, the largest separation we've seen between either team in a half. We've already seen 4 ties. The Eagles looking for a mismatch. Giesler with the ball will come to the left side. Olsen up to shoot off the backboard. Rebound cradled at the post by Giesler. And she's able to get a pass across. Driving baseline, Olsen to shoot. Won't come in. Rebound Rockets. Fast break. Hovland on the post across the lane. Layup off the glass for Lukin. That is 6 for the freshman and 11-10. Rockets pull within a point on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard.
Yeah, good job running the fast break, running it to perfection. Get a 2-on-1 opportunity. Dishing it to the open teammate for an easy layup.
The Rockets winning 5 straight games coming into this one. 8 straight wins for New York Mills, so both teams well with momentum. As a shot in the lane off the glass and in. Mariah Giesler will get 2, and it's 13-10. New York Mills regains that 3-point advantage. Rockets with the basketball. Lukin drives the lane, splits the defense off the glass and in. That is 8 for the freshman. And the Rockets again within one, 13-12. Both teams have held leads as breaking the press at half court was Maria Giesler, and she will draw a foul. It will be the first for the Rockets. Foul will come against Lydia Baker, her first as substitutions coming. Georgia Gabrielson will step into the game. Ruby Dahlin will also see her first action for the Rockets. Rockets trail by a point here in the Section 6A playoffs. A feed to the post up to shoot, and drawing the foul will be New York Mills. Gabrielson will be called for the foul. Cascatalo will go to the line to shoot the first free throw. That one off the mark. She will get another one here with 11:43 left to go in the half. Thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com. Section 6A playoffs for you on this Friday night. Next shot on the way. That's good. 14-12, 2-point lead for New York Mills, and they will make a substitution. Aiden Bonney will come in for the first time. She will see her first action for Brian Dunrood and the New York Mills Eagles. Eagles on the season 14-4, the Rockets 16-3. These teams met game 3 in the season. A win for the Rockets as a missed shot from the post from Baker, but a rebound recovered. Top of the key, 3 is in. Gabrielson will hit the 3. And we have a 15-4 lead for the Rockets on their first 3 of the contest, and we have a timeout. That is a Nick Prothro timeout. Nick Prothro, Ada, your Pioneer Seed dealer. It is 15-14. Underwood leads New York Mills. We are back here. Coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Cleveguard Apartments, with locations in Ada, Fargo, and Halstead, wish all the area teams the best of luck. Cleveguard Apartments, with locations and apartment complexes in Ada, Fargo, and Halstead. Also with self-storage and commercial rental space in Ada. Cleveguard Apartments. Call Mark at 701-866-7794. Best of luck to all the area teams from Mark and Geraldine at Cleveguard Apartments, with locations in Ada, Fargo, and Halstead. 701-866-7794.
And welcome back. We're coming out of a Nick Prothro seed dealer timeout on our Community Co-op scoreboard. Underwood leading New York Mills 15-14 in the Section 6A semifinals. New York Mills coming off a win against Norman County East Hewlett Hitterdall 61-36. Underwood a 76-40 win over Ada Borup on Wednesday. Henning Monoman Waban playing on the other side of the bracket. We'll get you a score update of that one coming up as our timeout comes to an end. Both teams will come back out on the court. We're coming to you live from our Laura Tweeten Thriving Financial radio booth out here at Underwood High School. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with you tonight. Spock with the basketball, tried to go to the corner, finds Olsen after it got partially deflected. Olsen finds a backdoor cutter, layup is in. Leah Olsen will hit two.
And that was a bullet pass. It had to be to get there in time. Just an excellent pass there to get it in for an easy 2 points.
16-15 Underwood trailing New York Mills here in the first half. Under 11 to play. Baker with the basketball. With the basketball, lost it in the post. The ball is picked up by Bonnie and brought up courts by the Eagles. It was kind of a slow start to this game as the pass is put out of bounds by Josie Bugby. New York Mills will inbound far sideline. Teams, JT, just kind of feeling each other out through the first few minutes, but now both have really settled into their style of play. And 16-15, I think, kind of the score we would expect up at this point of the contest, about halfway through our first half.
Yeah, and a little bit lackadaisical as New York Mills' little line here after the foul there, but teams have started picking it up here a little bit, getting the scoring going, so a welcoming sight for both teams.
Dolan will be called for the foul that will put Callie Olsen to the free throw line. Her first shot will come off the heel of the basket. Substitution for New York Mills. Megan Rydell will step back into the game. 10:35 left in the first half before Linsford Insurance halftime show. Second free throw off the iron. Blank from the free throw line is Olsen. Rebound to the Rockets. Ezra Baker will control the basketball. Baker to the near wing. To Lucan, stopped in the post, able to find Bugby. Bugby to shoot through pressure, misses the shot line, drive off the iron, rebound grabbed by Rydell, and the Eagles controlling the basketball. Bauk with the basketball, fed to the left far sideline to Bonnie, and it got tipped out of bounds by Josie Bugby. In fact, Bonnie put a hand on the basketball, so it's a turnover, and will come back to the Underwood Rockets.
Yeah, just good pressure defense there by Bugby, and fortunately got it to tip off the Eagle player there, and it'll be Underwood basketball.
Zenny Pullman will come back into the game for the Eagles. Bonnie will step out as the ball is inbounded into the hands of Gabrielson. Georgia Gabrielson will feed to the near wing, finds Ruby Dolan, looks inside. Back to Gabrielson, will go to Lucan. Lucan's pass will get knocked away as it's going to be a fast break and stolen away at the baseline. Gabrielson will get it. Gabrielson passes to the near block to Bugby. Across the post, finds Hucken for two, and it is 17-16 Underwood the lead.
A great hook around pass there to find the wide open cutting Lucan for an easy 2 points.
And Underwood has been able to capitalize on these turnovers here as a feed back door comes to Rydell. She will draw a foul. Megan Rydell will go to the line. She'll get a chance to shoot two.
And Underwood has been playing a very aggressive style of defense. Something you see when something pops out is the steals per game for most of their players. So not surprising to see a lot of steals here in this one for them, but being able to capitalize has gave them their 1 point lead up until now. Now it's tied up at 17 apiece.
First free throw is in, 17-17. Fifth tie of the half. Rydell coming up for her second free throw. That one's in. 18-17, Underwood back on top, 9:23 to go in the first half on our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. We're coming to you live from our Lower Tweeten Thrivent broadcast booth. A feed comes to Bugby, loses the ball baseline, and a held ball as Pullman will get tied up with Dahlin. It will be a held ball that goes in favor of the Underwood Rockets. Colin will go to the baseline to inbound. She will call the play from the baseline. 9:08 left in the half. Players in motion. Needs to get it off here quick to someone and throws it in the corner, but it took too long, and the ball will go to the New York Mills Eagles. New York Mills showing some defensive prowess of their own there, just not giving Underwood an inch to work with. Balk will get the inbound, almost taken away. Mo Bugby instead will swat it out of bounds.
Yeah, both teams have been playing excellent defense to this point, just getting in passing lanes and shutting down their opponents.
As a feed comes to the left corner, driving and hitting the layup. Leah Olson will hit the layup for New York Mills, and it is 2017 advantage for the Eagles. We have a timeout brought to you by Nick Prothro. We'll step aside. This is high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Sugar Company, with their 4,000 plus employees and shareholders, are deeply rooted in the communities of the Red River Valley. They're committed to the sustainability and growth of their business and to improving lives in the places where we work and live by investing in people, our communities, and the future of American Crystal Sugar. Visit crystalsugar.com to learn more about scholarships, grants, volunteerism, donations, and more through the Community Roots American Crystal Giving Program. Growing strong community roots. American Crystal Sugar Company.
And welcome back. Coming out of a Nick Prothro timeout, Pioneer Corn, Soybeans, and Sunflower Seed. That is Nick Prothro coming to you live from our Lord Tweet and Thriving Financial broadcast booth. Section 6A playoff basketball for you on yourliveevent.com. 2017 Underwood trailing the New York Mills Eagles. Winner will go on to play Mahnomen, Waubun, and Henning next Tuesday. Kind of a methodical game here between these two teams, just sticking to their styles.
Yeah, both their styles is what I've seen so far is their defensive prowess on both sides. Both teams forcing turnovers and both teams capitalizing off of those turnovers and getting them into points.
Gabrielson with the basketball will come to Hovland. Hovland tried to go top of the key. Ball knocked away. It's a turnover. Fast break coming for Olson. She has room to work with, and Olson gets her 6th point of the game, 22-17. A 5-point lead for New York Mills. They now hold the largest lead of this contest. Largest separation we've seen between two teams. Gabrielson up for the long two, misses off the iron. Rebound and put back, though, for Bugby. Underwood answers back, 22-19 the score. Teams play through a 3-possession game early on in the season. Underwood on the winning side of that contest. New York Mills controlling the basketball, driving to the post. Giesler went beyond the arc to find Pullman, who was called for a travel, and it will be Underwood's basketball. Gabrielson at the baseline.
Yeah, one step in advance there. Didn't dribble before she took the step there, so an easy travel call there for the ref.
The Rockets will bring the basketball up court. Feed to the top of the key. Comes to Gabrielson to the corner. 3 on the way. That will ring off the iron for Bugby. The rebound is grabbed by Pullman and brought up court for the Eagles. Handled by Giesler to the corner. Closing close was Rydell. Fed across the arc. Went to Pullman, but Pullman couldn't hang on to the pass. The ball will go out of bounds. Musluckin will come back into the game for the Underwood Rockets. Stepping out will be Gabrielson. 6:39 left in the first half in Henning. Henning leads Mahnomen Waubun by a score of 24-4. Ooh, that is the score of that one. New York Mills leading this one, 22-19. Underwood with the basketball. Hovland to the corner. Bugby for 3, knocks it down. Mo Bugby hits the 3, and it is 22-22, tie number 6.
And just keeping going back and forth are these two teams just evenly matched here in this one.
Miss layup attempt for Rydell. Gets the rebound, drives back towards the basket. Nice move, but she'll miss. Went over the back for the rebound, and she'll be called for the foul. That will be her 2nd, team's 3rd.
Had a couple good looks there at the basket there, did Rydell. Just unfortunately couldn't get it up and in for the Eagles there.
Leah Olson will come back into the game for the New York Mills Eagles. Lydia Baker will come back into the game for the Underwood Rockets. Rockets and Eagles tied at 22, under 7 to play in the first half on our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard, and a nice feed to Lydia Baker. She puts it off the window and in. 24-22, tiebreaker goes to the Rockets.
Yeah, great job being one pass ahead there of the defense there, the 1-3-1 defense there of New York Mills, getting it right where they needed to for an easy 2 points.
Balk drives from the wing, goes to the baseline, a little too strong on the pass to Olson. She saw a short opening, kind of winged it towards the baseline, goes out of bounds. And the basketball will go back to the Underwood Rockets. Brooke Hovland with the basketball. Hovland across half court. Guarded by Bauk. Will move toward the near side. Feeds to Baker on the elbow. Baker beyond the arc finds Mo Bugby. Bugby looking for a screen. Now moves towards the near sideline. Ball knocked out of her hands by Olsen and taken away by New York Mills. The Eagles creating some turnovers.
A turnover they needed as Underwood was on a little bit of a scoring stretch there. Last couple of possessions, they got buckets. Then a turnover now for Underwood.
Yeah, looking tipped into the hands of Hovland. Fast break, driving off the iron. Missed shot. Bugby ball kept in bounce and then put out of bounds. It was kept in bounds by Bauk, and she put it off a Rockets player, then touched it last second, and she had a heads-up play until this very last split second.
Yeah, just didn't know how it was going to bounce off of her, and then unfortunately touched her while she was standing out of bounds.
Hovland on the baseline, puts it in bounds, is trying to go for Baker. It is taken away. Rydell with the basketball, feeds up court, going to shoot and trying the foul. Giesler will draw the foul.
A big-time turnover and almost generated some points. We'll go to the line here for a potential 2 points.
And Bugby will be called for her first personal fifth-team foul. First free throw on the way. That one off the glass and in. That is 3 points now for Mariah Giesler. Giesler has 3, trying to make it 4. Shot for the junior. That's off the heel of the basket. Rebound batted around, but controlled by the Eagles. Rydell will handle the basketball. Olsen handles the basketball. Will find an open shooter. 3 on the way. A little too strong. Bonnie will miss the shot. Put back attempt will miss for Olsen. Rebound, though, controlled by the Eagles. Back for 3. That one airballed and again controlled by the Eagles and knocked away. Lucan will steal it away. It's stolen right back. Pass in the lane. Baker will tip it into the hands of Hovland. So teams swap turnovers. It's Underwood's basketball. They lead by a point. Hovland open for 3 in the air off the iron. Battle for the rebound, and Hovland will have it. She was battling her own teammate there for a second, but Underwood will control the basketball. Bugby drives up to shoot, draws the foul. Mo Bugby will get 2 free throws.
Just a lot of action there on those last 2 possessions. A couple of offensive rebounds for both teams on their last 2 possessions there, so getting it done on the offensive glass are both teams now in this one.
First free throw for Bugby, and that one is good. 6 ties so far in this first half. As coming back into the game, Megan Rydell will check in for New York Mills. Out will be Callie Olsen. 25-23, Underwood leads on our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Make that 26-23. Bugby hits her second free throw. That is her 7th point of the game. 3 points, by the way, is the largest lead Underwood has seen in this game. They've kind of hovered around that 3-point lead. New York Mills is led by as much as 5. Bauk with the basketball near half court. Feeds to Rydell. Up to shoot. Will miss. Rebound grabbed on the near block by Hovland. Brooke Hovland with the basketball. Long feed to Josie Bugby. Finds Baker on the post. Baker across went to Mo Bugby, and she draws the foul. Bugby back to the free throw line.
A precision pass to get it into Bugby and setting up the 2 layups here, or the 2 free throws. So just a great pass there to set this up.
26-23 is the score. Bugby 2 for 2 from the line. Broadcasters jinx, she'll miss the first. Coming up, we'll have our Linsford Insurance Agency halftime report. And we'll get your Christian Motors first half statistics as Bugby will hit the second. 27-23. Underwood now their largest lead at 4 points. Ball lost at half court by New York Mills. They're able to recover. Bauk with the basketball. Worked right of the lane to Rydell. Tried to go inside. She's double teamed. Finds an open shooter. Layup, though, off the mark for Olsen, and a foul called on the rebound attempt. I believe it will be against New York Mills.
Yeah, we'll go against New York Mills over the back, or a little pushing call, what they actually called it. And there's another good look there by New York Mills, but just unable to capitalize there off a great pass.
And that is 3 fouls for Olsen, so Olsen will have to sit some time as she exits this game as we approach 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Underwood leading by 4 and a missed layup. Bugby split the defense, couldn't get it, but Josie Bugby will come in to finish with her 4th of the game. 29-26, Underwood, at 29-23. Underwood leads by 6, and we have a timeout taken by New York Mills. That is a Nick Prothero timeout, 29-23. Underwood leads New York Mills. We are back coming up on YourLiveEvent.com.
West Main Pizza Ada welcomes you with the return of indoor seating and dining. West Main Pizza is now providing waiter staff. They'll now be serving you at your table. Dine in. Enjoy the new menu items at West Main Pizza. Breadsticks, salads, wraps, subs, paninis, pasta, calzones, sweet treats, pizzas, and more. Takeout, curbside, and delivery service continues to be offered from West Main Pizza. They welcome you to come enjoy indoor dining.
And coming out of a Nick Prothero timeout, it is 29-23. New York Mills trailing the Underwood Rockets here in the Section 6A Girls Basketball Playoffs. Thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com. We are coming to you live from our broadcast booth. That is our Lower Threaton Drive-In Financial broadcast booth, downtown Ulen, Minnesota, next to the Ulen Event Center. Call 218-596-8228 to set up an appointment. I'm Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson along with you here, coming to you live from Underwood High School. This broadcast also brought to you in part by the Underwood School District. The Rockets with a 6-point lead. They've really found a new gear here late in the first half. Bauk drives, loses in the lane, try to recover, but knocks it herself out of bounds. It was really just kind of a sparring contest early on, and then both teams settling in, and now Underwood really starting to take a lead. 6 points, largest lead between the two teams here of the night.
Yeah, a little bit
with the basketball.
A little bit dangerous here for New York Mills, but luckily they got off to a good enough start to only be down by 6 right now, as now Underwood is starting to pick it up here.
Bugby with the basketball, feeds to the lane, came off some hands. Josie Bugby, though, able to get the basketball. She's double teamed, feeds to Luckin Cutting, off the iron, rebound in the lane, through the hands of Baker. Now a battle for the loose ball. Rockets will come up with it. Now it's loose again, and we'll get a held ball that should go to New York Mills. And of all the turnovers, all the loose ball battles we've seen, JT, in this game, the impressive thing, that is just the second jump ball we've seen called.
Yeah, that is very, very impressive. The ball's been on the floor a couple times. We're in a bunch of scrambles for it, but only 2 jump balls is very impressive for what we've seen here
that
tonight.
one just kind of pinballing all up and down the court. Eagles with the basketball, trailing by 6. Giesler misses the shot. Rebound, Rockets, and a travel called. Josie Bugby called for the travel. She reared back for the baseball pass, and she lost the grip of the basketball in midair. There's not a lot you can do at that point.
Yeah, just got excited, saw her teammate wide open on the other end, and just lost the handle, so an unfortunate travel call for her.
3:01 left to play in the first half. We'll have our Linsford Insurance Agency halftime show coming up. Our Christian Motors stats coming up as well, as a turnover is traded to another turnover, as the basketball will come back to the New York Mills Eagles.
We've seen that a couple times where we one turnover and then turnover to once or turn back over back to the other team. That's happened a couple times here in this one.
And we will get a turnover as the ball was coming to Olsen. Olsen threw it down, and Luckin had her hands out. It came off her hands and out of bounds. She had no idea where that ball was.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to get your hands up, and maybe you'll get into passing lanes. Worked that time, but unfortunately went out of bounds instead of going back the other way there for Underwood.
Yeah, and we'll talk to Coach Brian Hovland after the game, and we can ask him about those turnovers. It's just kind of reckless abandon on the turnovers. As a travel call, a good play was coming for a good play was coming for Mariah Gieser. She came for the jump shot, but gets called for a travel. We've seen instances in this game with Underwood's ability to create turnovers. It hasn't been about getting the basketball back. It's been about stopping New York Mills' progression. Under 2.5 to play here in the first half at 29-23. We've been stalled at the score for a bit, as shot from Hovland will miss. Rebound is grabbed at the baseline by New York Mills. Pullman had that rebound, and a battle of the ones going for the basketball. It was Bauk going against Bugby, and Bugby will be called for the foul. That is her second. Team 6, both teams with 6 fouls apiece. This one will be on the ground.
Yeah, and so another surprising thing, both teams have been playing very aggressive defense, so I'm a little shocked that at this point we're still not in the bonus for either team yet. I mean, next foul will be the bonus situation, but still surprised that we haven't gotten there yet.
New York Mills able to break the defense, unable to get the shot as they control the basketball. Nice speed left block, and one. Mariah Gieser will get the and one. She'll go to the line to try to pull her team within 3. Colvin will be called for her first, team 7th. In the bonus now, by the way, is New York Mills.
And breaking that scoring drought, a big bucket there. Getting the and one opportunity, not able to make that free throw, but still a big bucket there for New York Mills.
Missed shot, rebound, comes to Hovland and the Underwood Rockets to the corner. Bugby up for 3. That's off the iron. Baker the rebound. Baker to Luckin, comes back to drive. She gets held up. Feed in the lane. That is taken away by Bauk in New York Mills. Drive up to shoot. Miss layup for Pullman. And it's the Rockets basketball. Hovland will handle it on the far sideline. She is guarded by Rydell. Rockets trying to find a mismatch. Feed to Bugby. Bugby gets tied up. We'll get a held ball as Callie Olson gets 2 hands on this one. It will be the Rockets basketball. 1:23 left to play in the first half on our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Section 6A playoff basketball here on YourLiveEvent.com. Inbound pass stolen away. Gieser timed it well, steals it to the basket. Jumper good. She has scored 4 straight from New York Mills, and they pull within 2, 29-27.
Yeah, a much needed bucket once again there. Brings it to within 2 with just about a minute here to go.
Underwood's going to slow things down, I would imagine here. No shot clock to contend with as we get inside of a minute to go for the half. At least they're going to want to try to slow it down, but New York Mills is controlling the tempo right now. As a travel called against the Rockets, New York Mills will get the ball with 50 seconds left, a spot you want to be in. JT, a chance to tie or take the lead, and time is on your side.
Yeah, a great job defensively to get this opportunity to either tie or take the lead, as you said. But just a great job defensively, speeding them up when Underwood clearly wanted to slow down there, but forcing them to go and getting in passing lanes, trying to poke the ball free, and we're able to do that and force a turnover too.
Underwood puts the ball out of bounds. New York Mills will inbound into the hands of Rydell. She will find Gieser, who has been the hot hand for New York Mills. She has scored 4 straight. Pullman comes to the corner to Olson. Bauk with the basketball. She comes up to drive. Finds Gieser up to shoot, and that is 6 straight for the New York Mills junior. We are tied for the 7th time, 29-29. Underwood a chance to take the lead into the locker room. Looking with the basketball, and she went over the top. New York Mills now has momentum.
Yeah, Underwood got the momentum, bringing it to 29-3. Then held scoreless here for the last about 3 minutes of this first half here, allowing New York Mills to get back even with them, and now a chance to take the lead going into the break.
That is 6 straight for New York Mills, 6 straight coming from one player as Josie Bugby will send a pass intended for Callie Olson out of bounds. 9 points for New York Mills is Mariah Gieser. 6 of them. She has scored 6 straight to tie this up at 29. Inbound attempt to Gieser. Josie Bugby will put this one out of bounds. 7.6 left. 7.6, but with the way that this Underwood defense plays, this might be an eternity as we're going to get a check, something at the official scorers table.
I believe it'll be a time situation. It looked like the ball had landed and the clock was still running for a little bit, so they might add a little bit of time here.
8 minutes, 30 seconds.
Wow.
I think any team would take that here in this half.
Well, now we're down to 30, so I don't think that's quite it either.
I think what they're going to end up doing, probably 8 seconds is probably what they're going to try to run it down to. 29-29, our score on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Coming up is our Linsford Insurance halftime report. 8.3, so I was off by 0.3 of a second. But New York Mills a chance for final shot to take the lead into the locker room. Inbound comes to the near post, comes to Olsen. Hook shot will miss. Hovland the rebound. Some time for Underwood. They need to pull the trigger. Hovland finds an open shooter. Bugby shoots in time off the backboard as we have played one half here tonight in Underwood. On our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard, it is Underwood 29, New York Mills 29. Our Linsford Insurance halftime show coming your way next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Service is something that's taken very seriously at the Bennett Hoagland Agency of Ada and Moorhead. John Wayne and Marissa know that service is important to you, their customer. They keep you informed and educated on the latest changes in crop insurance coverage and claim services. John Wayne and Marissa at the Bennett Holcomb Agency have the experience and involvement with crop insurance, which helps to better serve the area farmer with crop insurance information. They thank you for your business, and they remind you, if you have any questions about crop insurance, visit them at the Bennett Holcomb Agency of Ada and Moorhead.
Anxious about your retirement funds? We don't blame you. At Bighorn Financial Services, we can help you build confidence within your retirement planning process by offering the ability to not only invest, but protect the money you've worked so hard to put away for the future. If your goal is to grow retirement assets without the risk of losing money in the long term, now is the time to call. Learn how to grow and protect your retirement with the help of Bighorn Financial Services. Call me, Kurt Fillion, at 218-689-6880 to set your appointment soon. Securities offered through FPL Financial, member FINRA and SIPC.
Christian Motors. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer. They're located on Highway 32 North in Fertile. Christian Motors features a quality line of cars, trucks, SUVs, crossovers, and they've got the best prices around. You can stop by the lot or you can check out the selection online at christianmotors.com. And don't forget about Christian Motors Service Department. Christian Motors, proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer on Highway 32 North in Fertile.
This is Will Meeks from Community Co-op's Energy Solutions team. Sherwood, Rocky, and myself will deliver customer service and energy solutions to your farm or business operation. I am in your area making calls and looking forward to seeing you soon. Community Co-op's Energy Solutions will meet with you at your location, virtually or on the phone. Contact us at 1-888-935-2281 and hear how we can help you with energy solutions from Community Co-ops.
And we are at the half. It is our Linsford Insurance Agency halftime report. Linsford Insurance Agency, downtown Mahnomen. Linsford, your insurance source. Our score on a Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard: Underwood 29, New York Mills 29. Our seventh and final tie of the first half in a game that was back and forth. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with us here in our broadcast on yourliveevent.com. JT, it was early on, teams feeling each other out. I think the only thread from the early start of this game that's continued late in this game is Underwood's ability to create turnovers and New York Mills' ability to create turnovers, and they both have held that consistent. The difference has been Underwood had a very good stretch where they converted it. New York Mills figured out how to convert their turnovers.
Yeah, it just came at different points of the game. It came for Underwood in the middle of that first half, and then it came for New York Mills there at the end of the half, being able to tie it up. And yeah, it's been a turnover fest, but it's been because the defense have played so well. Not necessarily the offense's fault. The defenses on both sides just played super, super well, forcing those turnovers. I'm surprised that the score is even at 29 for both these teams.
Yeah, we talked about in our Valley Vision focus of the game, it would be turnovers. It would be creating turnovers and avoiding turnovers. And New York Mills has started avoiding turnovers late in that half to tie things up at 29. And that coming from Mariah Gieser, who scored 6 straight points. We'll have our Christian Motor stats coming your way after our next break. But she scored 6 straight points. She has been a catalyst for New York Mills to come back here and tie this one up at 29 apiece. This is our Linsford Insurance halftime report to our Christensen Motors statistics coming your way next. 29 all, our score on yourliveevent.com.
The unknown consumes so much of our lives. That's why Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota is committed to providing clarity. We recognize that comparing colleges, especially the price, can be confusing. Concordia has always been a place where students of all economic backgrounds find success. And for next fall, we are reducing tuition by more than $15,000 so that any student who can imagine themselves at Concordia can be a Cobber. Now's the time to take a look at Concordia College, Moorhead, Minnesota. ConcordiaNow.com.
Work has begun to replace Line 3 near your community, and keeping everyone safe is our top priority. We have established robust COVID-19 safety rules for our workers, and when they're not at work on our project, they're advised to follow local health guidelines because we all want everyone home safe. For more information, visit enbridge.com/line3us.
Welcome back to our Linsford Insurance Agency halftime reports. Linsford Insurance Lindsford's Insurance, downtown Monoman, your insurance source. On our Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard, it is 29 all, 7 ties in that first half. Let's get our statistics brought to you by Christian Motors, Chevy and GMC vehicles on the lot. Highway 32 North Fertile, online at christiancarsonline.com. And our numbers, we mentioned the catalyst for New York Mills' late push. Mariah Gieser, the junior, 9 points, 6 of those coming within the final 2 minutes of the half. She also is 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Callie Olson, she has 6 points. She is the second lead scorer with 4 points. Megan Rydell has 4. Leah Olson off the bench, she has 4. 3 points coming for Bella Bauk, and a point coming off the bench for Kaylee Cascatalo for the New York Mills Eagles. As a team, 3 for 6 from the free throw line, just 1-3 to their possession. They own 5. They have 5 team fouls. The only player looking at some foul trouble right now is Leah Olson. She has 3 personal fouls. Well, 2 fouls, I guess, also coming from Morgan Rydell. For the Underwood Rockets, they are led. Liz Lunkin, who's been their lead scorer all year, she has 10 points. 8 points coming from Mo Bugby. 4 points in the contest coming for Josie Bugby. 2 points for Brooke Holden. Lydia Baker has 2. 3 points for Georgia Gabrielson. 2 threes coming in that first half for Underwood as a team. 5 for 8 from the free throw line. 7 fouls called. Mo Bugby with the pair, but besides that, Underwood has those fouls kind of evenly dispersed amongst their lineup. That is our statistics here at the half, brought to you by Christian Motors. That will do it for our Lindsford Insurance Agency halftime show. We'll come back with the start of the second half next on yourliveevent.com.
You can't afford any unexpected slowdowns, and having the wrong insurance might cost you extra time and money. Timing is everything in farming, and claims are never fun, but when bad things happen, the McCollum agencies are there for you. Through constant communication and advising, we provide a service that others can't or won't match. We believe in keeping the process as easy as we can on our clients. Not only are Joe and David McCollum insurance experts, they have farmed their entire lives. Call Joe McCollum in Detroit Lakes, 844-5970, or David McCollum in Monoman, 935-2175 for a free consultation.
Franson Bank and Trust is proud to serve the families, farms, and businesses of the Red River Valley. I'm Greg Slaughton, president of the Franson Bank in Ada. We're a Farmer Mac lender with competitive rates on equipment, land financing, and operating lines. With Franson's online and mobile banking, you can access your accounts and make deposits from anywhere, even from the cab of your tractor. Call Danielle or me and see how we can help you get 2021 off to a great start. 218-784-7124 or make an appointment online at fransonbank.com. Member FDIC.
Heart of Lakes Meats is a proud supporter of the Heart of Lakes Conference. Thanks to all Heart of Lakes school districts, coaches, and student athletes for their hard work and adaptability through this winter season. The future looks brighter knowing we can face challenges together. The best way out is always through, and we believe we will come out of these challenges strong. Heart of Lakes Meats is a USDA-inspected meat processing plant located in Pelican Rapids. We support our local farmers and community any way we can. Good luck to all Heart of Lakes Conference teams from Heart of Lakes Meats in Pelican Rapids.
We are part of so many great communities across North Dakota. From small farm towns to big cities, one thing is for sure, we are proud to be part of your community. Hello, this is Dustin with Irie Insurance, and I am proud to work for Irie Insurance because we give back to our communities in so many ways, like United Way School Drive, the North Dakota Corn Growers Association, our local schools, and youth sports. So thank you for letting us be a part of your community and help protect it. To see some of our community efforts up and down the valley, go to IrieInsurance.com.
Realty can be confusing. That's why it's important to choose a professional when you're buying or selling. Anthony Lavoie with Lavoie Realty Incorporated offers full commercial real estate services, agricultural land sales, hunting land sales, all categories of commercial real estate sales, commercial space leasing, real estate consulting, and real estate investing. Contact Anthony today. 218-261-1137. Anthony Lavoie with Lavoie Realty Incorporated.
And welcome back to our Laura Tweeten broadcast booth. Playoff basketball on yourliveevent.com. Underwood the Underwood Rockets and the New York Mills Eagles all tied up at 29 apiece. 7 ties coming in that first half. Lucken, Bugby, Hovland, and Baker. Underwood starting 5 will come back out on the courts. New York Mills will bring their 5. Bauk, Pullman, Gieser, Rydell, and Olson. Gieser, the hot hand for New York Mills. She scored 6 straight points to close out that first half and tie things up at 29. New York Mills with the basketball to begin the half. Bauk with the basketball, sends it near the circle, now into the corner, into the hands of Olson. Olson to the post. A feed over to Rydell, misses the shot. Rebound brought down by Gieser, and will put into the hands of Pullman. Back to the near side, Bauk with the ball into the corner, handled by Olson. Olson's pass goes top of the key to Gieser into the lane, and a layup is good. That is 2 coming for Cindy Pullman, and New York Mills is taking the lead 31-29. Hovland with the basketball. Will come to the corner to Mo Bugby. Bugby back to Hovland. Underwood down by 2, trailing for really since the midway point of the first half is a steal in the lane. Gieser will get the steal, but is going to carry, and the ball will go back to Underwood.
There's one of those unforced turnovers we see once again here. Just an opportunity to bring that lead to a 2-possession game there, but just an unforced error there by the Eagles.
Liz Lucken, 10 points, a game high. She handles the basketball. Will come to Mo Bugby on the near wing. Bugby coming off a screen from Josie. Bugby goes to Josie Bugby on the post. Ball knocked away by Pullman, and a steal for New York Mills. New York Mills has carried that momentum from the end of the first half here into the start of the second half. They lead 31-29. They want to try to turn that into offense. Bauk with the basketball, comes up to drive, layup good. New York Mills will take a 3-point lead, 33-29. By the way, the score of Mahnomen, Waban, and Henning in Henning, 42-16. Henning leads at halftime. That was the last time we checked in that game. Hovland with the basketball, drives towards the basket. Hesitation up to shoot, will miss. Rebound into the hands of Rydell. And some momentum to start out the second half for New York Mills. They have scored 4 straight on the Community Co-op scoreboard. They lead by 4 as a feed in the lane. Gets knocked away but recovered by New York Mills, and then getting a hand on the pass. Brooke Colvin will send it into the stands.
Yeah, and so far the Eagles have figured out how to play against this aggressive style defense of the Underwood Rockets here, being able to just slow things down here and get what they want on offense.
Feed across the post, miss layup for Rydell. Rebound put back, that will miss. Lydia Baker will track down the loose ball and is feeding to Liz Lucken with the basketball for the Underwood Rockets. The Rockets, the 2 seed, New York Mills, the 3 seed. The game you would expect between a 2 and a 3 seed, as an open shooter for 3 will miss for Bugby. A rebound Bauk out of his New York Mills basketball. 15 and a half left to go. We'll have our post-game show. Some post-game awards to hand out as the ball will come out of bounds on first turnover, and it is Underwood's basketball. Thanks to all of our sponsors on our broadcast, including the Underwood School District, for sponsoring our broadcast here tonight on yourliveevent.com. Section 6A quarterfinals or subsection semifinals. Depends on how you want to look at it, JT. As a 3 on the way, that one a little too strong from Hovland off the iron, rebound grabbed in the lane by Gieser, and the ball will be handled by New York Mills. Bauk with the drive on the near wing, will come to the corner, finds Olson, skips across, open shooter, Pullman drives, and the layup. 4 points this corner for Cindy Pullman, and we will get a timeout taken by Underwood. That is a Nick Prothro timeout. Ada, your Pioneer Seed Dealer, and Ada 35-29, the lead for New York Mills over Underwood. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Westmeister Dental is dedicated to providing its patients with the best appropriate dentistry to help them maintain their health, comfort, and beauty for their lifetime. We know every person is different, and we will help you stay healthy and offer the level of care that you desire. With offices in Crookston at 1726 University Avenue or by phone 253-4204 or 281-4323. See or call Westmeister Dental today.
And we are back, coming to you from a Nick Prothro timeout on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. 6 straight points to start the half for New York Mills. They lead Underwood 35-29 in the Section 6A quarterfinals here tonight in Underwood. 4 of those points coming for Pullman, who did not have a point in the first half. She has the hot hand here to begin the second. Liz Luckin at the baseline will trigger inbounds to Brooke Hovland. Under 15 left to go in this contest. Season on the line for both teams. New York Mills, 8-game winning streak coming into this one. Underwood, a 5-game winning streak. Luckin with the basketball will come to Mo Bugby. Bugby through the lane, throws towards the baseline, finds Josie. Bugby gets trapped baseline, able to pick up a dribble off a screen up to shoot. That's good. That ends the scoring drought to start the second half for Underwood. And the Rockets pull within 4, 35-31. That's how quick a 6-point lead can seem so uninsurmountable as a pass attempt from the wing for Pullman gets tipped out of bounds.
And you saw it in the first half there. Underwood got up to a 6-point lead, and then New York Mills was able to erase that 6-point deficit quickly and getting it tied up at the break. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if Underwood could do the same thing.
Underwood's capable of going on a run, especially if they can start getting back to creating consistent turnovers. Rydell feeds to the lane, dribbling through is Olsen. Olsen beyond the arc, bound for 3, off the iron, rebound picked up by Pullman. Pullman jumper, and good. That one looked like it was going to be too long, but that is 6 points here for Sydney Pullman. 37-31, 6-point lead again for New York Mills. Luckin will handle the basketball on the right wing. Luckin in the lane, throws up the shot. That will miss. Rebound Baker, and will come to Hovland. Underwood with the basketball. Luckin with the ball. Will come to drive. Comes to Brooke Hovland. Up for 3. Off the iron. Rebound is grabbed by Baker along with Rydell, and they're going to call a foul on Baker. Actually, I think they're going to go Josie Bugby on that foul. They will. That is her second, team's first of the half. 37-31, New York Mills leads by 6. Here comes the Eagles. Pullman sends it to the near side. Balk with the ball. Gets tipped back to Gieser. Gieser feeds to Pullman. Pullman to the block. Nice feed. Olsen layup. Good. 2 more coming for Callie Olsen. 8 in the game for Olsen. 39-31, New York Mills with a 8-point lead as we approach 13 left to play in this game. Hovland on the wing. Balk will hold her up. We'll get another timeout taken by Underwood. That is a Nick Prothero timeout on the Community Co-op scoreboard. New York Mills 39, Underwood 31. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Lynn Force Agency, Foston, Bagley, Clearbrook, Mahnomen, LynnForceAgency.com. The Lynn Force Agency, your insurance source.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
39-31. New York Mills leads Underwood coming out of a Nick Prothero timeout here in the second half. 13 minutes left in the Section 6A playoffs, and an inbound pass comes to Luckin. Will miss the layup. Rebound to New York Mills.
A great play drawn up there, just unfortunately for Luckin. Couldn't get that one to go, just not enough power on that shot.
Ball is handled by Gieser. Will go to Balk beyond the arc into the corner. Finds Olsen, skips across, overpass, just kept in bounds by Pullman. No, she did come out of bounds. I thought she had a heads-up play against Hovland. Well, she attempted a play. Good to think on that far sideline. 12:40 left to go, and it's going to be Underwood's basketball.
Looking like a receiver out there. A nice little tiptoe catch on the sidelines, but just couldn't officially haul it in.
Yeah, she kept the feet in bounds. Just so close as a steal comes from Olsen. The steal misses the layup. Baker gets the rebound. Baker will go to Mo Bugby. Lydia Baker, averaging 4.5 rebounds a game, has surpassed that here in this contest. As Hovland tries to drive, right corner, double team, finds Baker, right elbow, shot too strong. Rebound to Rydell, and it's the Eagles basketball. They lead 39-31. Both teams, though, have gotten cold shooting-wise. We will see a foul come. I believe it will be Brooke Hovland, or Mo Bugby will be called for the foul. Hovland will be called for her team second of the half, non-shooting foul. Substitution, Georgia Gabrielson will step into the game. Ruby Dolan will come in, Ezra Baker will come in. So 3/5 of the lineup for Underwood will be new with 12:03 left to play. Baseline, Bella Bauk to inbound for New York Mills. Sets it in play, finds Olsen. Back to the corner, 3 off the iron. Rebound picked up and a putback. Olsen draws a foul.
It has been New York Mills' half, playing excellent on the offensive side and not too shabby defensively either. Just getting it done on the offensive end, breaking down that zone defense there, getting good looks, and getting to the line a couple times as well.
Olsen will miss the first free throw. She is 0 for 3 in the game from the free throw line. Ruby Dolan called for her second personal, third team foul of the half. That is 4 Rockets now with 2 personal fouls and 11:55 left to play in this game. Second free throw, that is on the mark. 9 points for the New York Mills sophomore, and a 9-point lead, 40-31. 11:47 left to play in the contest. Underwood almost turning it over. Baker picks it up near half court. Will come to Brooke Hovland. A drive and a foul called. Against the New York Mills Eagles. Bach will be called for her second personal, first team foul of the half. Hovland baseline, inbounds, finds an open shooter, catch and release, too strong for Dolan. Rebound, battle around by Luckin, and she will draw a foul. That foul will come against Gieser, her first, team's third. Makes her strike that team's second. 11:33 left to play on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. 40-31. Underwood trailing New York Mills, and one. Liz Luckin gets the inbound, hits the shot, draws the foul. That is what Underwood needed here late in this game, as the foul will come against Pullman. Here in the second half. We still have a whole half of our second half left to play, but they needed that here. They have been on a scoring drought. And this will be only their 4th point, trying to make their 5th point of the second half. Free throw comes. That's good. 13 now for Luckin. 40-34. New York Mills' lead trimmed to 2 possessions on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard.
And hopefully for Underwood, hopefully that gets them going here a little bit. Just been very stagnant on offense. And a nice turnover there. Momentum potentially shifting here.
A feed to Luckin. That is knocked away. Rebound in the hands of Hovland. She will draw the foul. And we saw that earlier in the first half. Foul on Pullman will be on the ground. But we saw that come in the first half, JT, is when Underwood creates turnovers. The pairing with those turnovers is points and fouls. And that is now 4 straight fouls called against New York Mills.
Yeah, I had 0 going into this last about minute stretch, and now up to 4 all of a sudden.
Ball handled by Hovland on the wing. Cuts between the circles. Feeds to Baker. Ezra Baker on the drive. Tried to go back inside. Ball knocked away. Olsen up court. Stops at the timeline. Will feed to Bauk. Bauk double team. Will swing across to Pullman. Pullman looks inside to the corner. Tries to find an open shooter. And the ball will be turned over on the post. Another held ball. This one, I believe, will go to New York Mills. No, it will go to Underwood. So the Rockets will get the ball here down by 6. 10:47 left to play. Stay tuned after this for our post-game show here on YourLiveEvent.com. Broadcasts brought to you in part by Underwood School District. Happy to come out here and broadcast this Section 6A matchup. It was a sizable lead for Henning over Mahnomen Waubun at the half. Our last update had it at 42-16. These two teams on the court not thinking about that contest as a 3 air ball for Baker. Picked up under the basket by the Eagles. That was Olsen who picked it up. Will feed to Bauk. Trying to advance the ball. Came off the leg of Baker and will go out of bounds. Substitution for Underwood. Mo Bugby will come in. Brooke Hovland will step out. 10:28 left to play in the contest. Ball is triggered inbounds by Moriah Gieser for New York Mills. New York Mills closed out the first half, scoring 6 straight. They carried that momentum here in the second half as a shot in the post. Good. 11 for Gieser. 42-34, 8-point lead for New York Mills. They've led by as much as 9.
And it really looks like New York Mills has figured out that 1-3-1 zone defense of Underwood and getting good looks off of it.
Luckin drives, draws a foul. Liz Luckin will go back to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Foul call coming against Callie Olson. Her first, team's 5th, something to keep an eye on. We have 10:01 left to play in this game, and 5 fouls right now called against New York Mills.
Yeah, so kind of a different story than it was in the first half. Both teams stayed out of foul trouble for a good majority. Didn't get to the bonus until about the 2-minute mark, but now we're already at 10 minutes and already up to 5 fouls as New York Mills.
Liz Luckin ready for her second free throw. That one is good. She has 14, 42-35, 7-point deficit for the Underwood Rockets. And season on the line for both teams here tonight. Bach with the basketball will come back to Leah Olson. Olson looks to feed, comes to the corner, finds the open hands of Callie Olson, skips across the arc, 3 on the way. That deflected, grabbed in the post and turned over. Dahlin tried to advance it up court, turned it over, and now it's stolen away by Baker. Controlled by Luckin, able to feed to Bugby for the layup. Underwood doing what Underwood does best, creating turnovers, hitting points. 42-37, Rockets deficit down to 5, under 9.5 left to play on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard here in the Section 6A playoffs. And a timeout will be taken by New York Mills. That is a Nick Prothro timeout. Nick Prothro, Ada, your Pioneer Seed dealer. 42-37, New York Mills leads. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
Springfield Works coming, and so are the savings from Norman County Implement, Highway 9 North Ada. All filters and shovels, 10% discounts now with pre-season, pre-spring pricing. New equipment arrivals on the lot that are field ready include the versatile Fury, new 35-foot with 22-inch notch blades, rubber rollers, and also a new demo unit, Versatile Fury, 35-foot. Talk with Chuck O'Neill on the equipment at Norman County Implement, Highway 9 North Ada. They thank you for your business.
We are coming out of a Nick Prothro, Ada's Pioneer Seed dealer timeout on the Community Co-op scoreboard. New York Mills 42, Underwood 37. Welcome back to the Section 6A playoffs. We are coming to you live from the Lower Tweeten Thibron Financial Broadcast booth here at Underwood High School. Rockets have not held a lead here in the second half. We were tied at 29. New York Mills scored 6 straight points to begin the half. The Rockets have been playing catch-up since then, but JT, it's like Underwood has kind of settled into their style of play. They're just going to need to go on a bigger run here.
Yeah, forced a couple turnovers now and got a couple of buckets. Lucan, a big factor in that one, so look for her to keep going, and maybe New York Mills is going to throw something different at her.
Pass comes to the block. Olson to shoot. She gets held up, feeds beyond the arc, comes to Rydell, passes across the lane, almost knocked away, but Bauk will get the ball. Back to the near side, Olson. Under 9 left to play. New York Mills hanging on to a 5-point lead, and a no-look pass, miscommunication. Olson loses it off her fingertips, and it is Underwood's basketball.
It's not the possession you want for New York Mills coming out off of that timeout, but for Underwood, still down 5. Could be a big possession right here to trim it to a 1-possession game.
Baker in the lane, comes to Luckin, drives, layup good. That is 5 straight for Liz Luckin. She has 15 in the contest. Make that 16 in the contest. 39-42. Underwood pulls within 3. 8.5 left to go. Driving, Olson feeds to the corner, finds Rydell. Back to the near side. Shot over the iron. Thought it went over the backboard. Stays in bounds. Going for a putback. Callie Olson draws the foul. Olson will go back to the free throw line. Olson has had herself a good game. 8 points. She has had a knack for drawing fouls inside.
Back to the line once again. She's taller than most of the players for Underwood, able to get a couple of offensive rebounds and getting rewarded with the free throws here.
First one is good, 43-39 the score. Gabrielson called for the foul. That will be her second, team's 4th. And Underwood's been playing catch-up this entire second half as the next free throw on the way for Olson. That is in. 44-39. Underwood down by 5 as We get closer to 8 minutes left to play in the Section 6A playoff matchup. Ball handled by Baker. Baker into the hands of Bugby. Bugby drops it back behind. Luckin with the ball. Will come to Baker. Baker drives, feeds to the post. Kept in the hands of Dahlin. Finds an open shooter. Jumper good for Mo Bugby. That is 12 for Bugby. 44-41. Underwood within 3. Just under 8 minutes left to play in this contest.
So now the offense is coming to prowess here for both teams. Trading buckets here now.
Bauk will come inside. Feeds to Pullman. Pullman loses it. And it is out of bounds, untouched by Luckin. So the Rockets will get the basketball, a chance to hit a 3 and tie things up, or worst case scenario, you're going to pull yourself within 2. 3-point lead for New York Mills. They've led by as much as 9 in this game. Ball handled by Baker. Baker tries to feed baseline out of bounds, and they'll say it came off the hands of Callie Olson.
Now the right idea on that, just a good defensive play there by New York Mills to get the hand on it and make it go out of bounds.
Gabrielson comes to Luckin in the corner on the wing, feeds to Baker, back to Luckin. Or excuse me, rather back to Gabrielson. She goes to drive, loses it, up to shoot, and is fouled. Callie Olson called for her second, team 6th.
So yeah, just one away from the bonus now. Next foul will be a bonus situation here for Underwood, and they're down 3, but if they can get or force some fouls by New York Mills, they can easily get back into this one.
First shot off the mark for Gabrielson. Substitution for the Underwood Rockets. Ruby Dahlin will come in. New York Mills making a substitution. Aaliyah Olson will come back into the game. 7:15 to play on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Underwood trailing by 3 as a second free throw off the mark for Gabrielson. Rebound New York Mills. Bella Bauk will handle the basketball. Bauk will put it into the hands of Pullman. Ball worked into the corner, into the hands of Callie Olson. She comes to drive. Defense collapsed all on her, and the ball is out of bounds. And no way that doesn't touch a Rocket hand, the way that defense closed out on her on the baseline.
Yeah, I think there was 4 of the 5 defenders out there all swarmed towards her. So, yeah, almost impossible not to get a hand on it there for Underwood.
Megan Rydell puts it in bounce, knocked away, out of bounds. Underwood's basketball, and it was into the hands of Leah Olson, and she lost it off her teammate. And that was an unforced turnover. I think that New York Mills just had their signs crossed on the route they need to run on that inbounds.
Yeah, just ran into each other, and I think it hit off the head of one of the Eagles and made its way out of bounds.
Baker with the basketball into the hands of Luckin. Luckin stops at the elbow to Bugby, finds an open shooter, and Gabrielson in the lane, spins, shoots, off the glass, will miss. Pullman has it for New York Mills. Approaching 6.5 to go on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Underwood down by 3. Ball lost on the leg of Bauk, picked up by Luckin. Luckin, the layup, and it's a 1-point game.
Luckin getting it done. Scored the last couple points here for her Underwood Rockets, and a lot of them coming off of fast break opportunities.
We were tied 7 times in the first half. Last tie was at 29. New York Mills scored 5 straight. They have led since then, leading by as much as 9. Underwood playing catch-up. Held ball, and it will go to New York Mills. So a chance for the Eagles to reset some of their offense. Substitution for Underwood. Brooke Hovland will step into the game. Georgia Gabrielson will step out. 73-34 the final score. Henning defeating Mahnomen Waban. So the winner of this one will play Henning. No surprise to anyone in attendance as the inbounds comes and a missed shot for Rydell. Rebound controlled by the Eagles. They'll turn it over. Luckin gets it. They have numbers across to Hovland. Back across the lane. And Baker hits the layup. Underwood will take the lead. 45-44, 5:52 to play.
Executed perfectly. Got all their players to run down the court there. 3-on-1 opportunity. The shot's no good. And a foul comes here too.
And it will be against New York Mills. Foul will come against Callie Olson. She's not happy with the call. Can't blame her because that is not only the team's 7th, her 3rd. She has been a force for this New York Mills team, and they're going to have to limit her playing time here late in this contest.
I mean, it is at 5:40. You might be able to play her the rest of the game here, but maybe a quick breather for her. just to settle her down a little bit because she clearly was frustrated after that one.
And going to the line, Ezra Baker, who hit the go-ahead bucket about 20 seconds ago, will come to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. The freshman's first one, that one in. Looked like it was going to be a little too strong, so she has scored 3 straight points, 46-44. And Underwood has the lead on the Community Co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Substitution for New York Mills. Mariah Gieser will check back into the game. Gieser 11 points, 6 of those to close out the first half to give New York Mills the tie at 29. Second free throw, that one will miss for Baker. Rebound to the Eagles. Pullman with the basketball. Pullman trying to move between the circles, sends a pass to Bella Bauk. New York Mills 14-4 on the season, Underwood 16-3. These teams met. It was a 6-point game earlier in the season, make that a 9-point game early in the season. Missed shot for Rydell, and we're going to get a foul call, and it should be against Underwood. Ruby Dahlin will be called for her third. That is the team's fifth.
And Olsen saw a lot of contact on her shot there, but surprising no call there from the refs.
Pullman inbounds into the lane, catch and release, shot and one. Rydell hits the buckets. We'll go to line for a 3-point play. We are tied for the 8th time. Foul will come against Liz Luckin, her first, team 6. 46 all, our tie. That is tie number 8 in the game. 5:20 to go. And the free throw is nothing but net. You didn't even need a net on that shot. That was a precision shot to complete the 3-point play for Megan Rydell. And it is 47-46. New York Mills takes the lead as we approach 5 left to play on the Community Co-op scoreboard. Bugby with the basketball. Feeds baseline, finds Hovland. Back to Bugby, 3 on the way, off the iron, rebound brought down by Baker, and Baker immediately tied up by Pullman. Jump ball will go to the Underwood Rockets. This broadcast brought to you in part by the Underwood School District. Happy to have Rockets on your live events here tonight. And Henning a win over Noman Waubun. We'll play the winner of this one next Tuesday in the subsection championship as a carry called, ball mishandled by Ezra Baker. 4:55 left to play.
And those unforced turnovers, you were hoping you left those in the past there for both teams here. As now comes clutch time, you can't have any of those unforced turnovers if you want to come away with the win here tonight.
Josie Bugby will come back into the game for the Underwood Rockets. 4 in double figures for the Rockets in their win against Ada Borup. And they have 4 in double figures now. Is a nice play, but it results in a foul. Brooke Holman will be called for the foul. And that will put Megan Rydell to the line to shoot 2. Both teams in the bonus.
Yeah, so free throws going to be a big factor here down the rest of this stretch of this ball game.
And when we go to our post-game report and we look at our Christian Motors stats, free throws may be the biggest thing we're talking about, Jacob, at the end of this game, because it may just come down to that the way the tempo has been so far. Is the first shot off the heel of the basket. Thought that was going to come straight back down from Megan Rydell. Instead, it'll be a missed shot. So Lydia Baker in for the Rockets. Ezra Baker will step out. Squaring up is Megan Rydell for the second shot. This one on the way, will miss, rebound, and a putback, and one. My goodness. Mariah Gieser has been in the right place at the right time all game, and she does it here. 49-46 the lead.
Showing up down the stretch of both halves here. A big-time bucket here to give it a 3-point lead, potential to make it a 2-possession game here.
And too strong on the free throw, but she does give her team the lead, 49-46. That is 3 fouls for Josie Bugby. Brooke Holman sitting on 3 fouls, so Underwood's going to have to keep an eye on their foul situation, as we'll see one called against New York Mills now. It will be a push called against Gieser. That is her second, team's 8th. Liz Luckin will go to the line. She will get to shoot the 1-and-1. Hits both. And we have ourselves a 1-point game, but we saw that last play. Maybe you missed the second and go for the and one. If only you can draw it up that way, as the shot will be missed and the rebound to the Eagles. Bauk will handle the basketball. Saw the defense collapsing on her, was able to find Cindy Pullman. Pullman will come right back to her as 4:20 left to play in this game. Open shooter near side was Olsen, but the defense closed on her quick. Bauk comes to drive, loses the ball. Baker picks it up to Bugby. Bugby across the lane to Josie Bugby. Shoots it in. Mo to Josie Bugby, and we have a 49-48 game. Underwood within a point, inside of 4 to play. Section 6A quarterfinals here tonight on YourLiveEvent.com. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with you from our broadcast booth. As a feed comes, jumper good under the basket. Good play for Megan Rydell. Rydell has been a powerful force for New York Mills as they take a 3-point lead.
And trading buckets here once again here down the stretch. Neither team wanting their season to come to an end, so we're in store for a good ending to this one.
Hovland with the basketball to Luckin. Luckin can't find a drive. Now towards the basket, finds some penetration. Able to feed to Josie Bugby. Shot good. That is 10 for Bugby. 51-50. Underwood within a point. 3:15 and counting to go in this one. Winner plays Henning next Tuesday in Henning. Ball to the corner into the hands of Rydell and turned over with room to work with Bugby. Gets it, misses the layup. Hovland's right there to finish it off. 52-51, Underwood's lead. 2:51 to go here on our Community Co-op scoreboard. It was down to the wire for these two teams in the regular season. It will be down to the wire here tonight. Pullman with the basketball comes to the circle to Gieser, and we'll get a timeout taken. That is a Nick Prothro timeout. Your Pioneer Steer dealer in Ada on our Community Co-op scoreboard. Underwood 52, New York Mills 51. We are back in 30 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Racing action is back this summer at Red River Valley Speedway and Norman County Raceway, featuring IMCA modified, sprint cars, stock cars, sport mods, hobby stocks, legends, and more all summer long. Family-friendly and affordable racing. Stay tuned to ncraceway.com and redrivervalleyspeedway.com for more information. Racing Thursday and Friday nights returns this summer to Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway.
And welcome back. We are back in Underwood. You can hear the crowd getting into this one. We are back in our Laura Tweeten Private and Financial broadcast booth. It is 52-51. Underwood leads New York Mills. 8 ties we've seen in this game. It was tied at the half at 29. New York Mills took a 9-point lead. Underwood battled back, and it's been back and forth since then. Underwood took the lead at the 5:52 mark of this quarter and has just been back and forth.
Back and forth indeed. Last about a minute or so, we've been trading buckets, and it's been an offensive explosion where the defense throughout the game has shined, but now the offense taking its turn.
Ball handled by Bella Bauk. Feeds and fakes a feed inside, finds an open shooter, and finishing at the basket, Megan Rydell. Rydell with her 12th of the game, 53-52. Another lead change in favor of New York Mills. Underwood with the basketball. They're quick, but in no hurry. Trying to find that mismatch. Mo Bugby with the basketball. Bugby will come back to Liz Luckin. Luckin was the spark that got this offense back on track for Underwood here in the second half. She has scored 7 in the second half, make that 8 in the second half, but there was a long scoring drought that she broke as a 3 is up and in for Josie Bugby. 55-53. Underwood back on top, 1:47 to play, and a foul called on Lydia Baker. She'll be called on the reach. That is her second.
A big time triple there from Underwood, bringing it up to 2 now. They were just going back and forth with a 1-point lead, but now up to 2. Only these free throws can tie it. Can't take the lead off of these.
And that's where that 3 comes back into play. It is Pullman at the line. Strike that. It is Gieser at the line. She'll miss the shot. Rebound to New York Mills, and now a foul call.
So Gieser will go right back to the line.
So it'll be Luckin called for her second. Gieser will come back. Gieser, a big part of why New York Mills has been able to come back in this game. They were down by 6 and kind of seeming like they were going to go into this prolonged slump. Gieser scored 6 straight points to close out the first half to tie things up. That's her first free throw off the mark. She'll get one more coming here. 1:46 left to play on our community co-op scoreboard. Next one good. 55-54. It is a 1-point game. 1:46 to go. Brooke Hovland with the basketball, kind of daring Bella Bauk to defend her on the other side of the half-court line. Will feed to Liz Luckin. Luckin on the wing will hand it off to Hovland. Knocked away and a steal. A steal. Bauk layup. No good, but a foul. Brooke Hovland called for her fourth. We said it early on when both teams got in the bonus, it will come down to free throws. And here was a chance for New York Mills to tie and potentially take the lead. Bauk's first, a little too strong. So best case scenario for New York Mills, they tie it. That would be our 9th tie of this half. Free throw comes off the mark. Rebound, Luckin. Underwood up by a point, inside of 90 left to play on our community co-op scoreboard. Hovland with the basketball. Hovland on the wing will come to Mo Bugby. Bugby feeds to Luckin.
Underwood's just looking to waste some time here. They hold that 1-point lead, so they're going to try to waste as much time as possible before an obvious foul here is going to come, as it comes right there from New York Mills.
Bella Bauk will be called for her third personal. Brooke Hovland will go to the line. She will shoot the 1-and-1.
So these free throws are big. If she can hit both, it becomes a 3-point game, and then that way they won't be losing after even a 3-point shot made. But that one no good, as the Eagles have a chance to take the lead here.
Ball handled by Sydney Pullman. Will come to Bella Bauk. 53 seconds to go. New York Mills with possession of the basketball. Bauk drives, finds an open shooter. Rydell with the basketball, has it tipped away. Mo Bugby with the ball. Bugby will stop far court and is able to feed into the hands of Hovland. Will come back to the hands of Bugby, was trying to avoid the foul. She couldn't. Foul number 3 called against Sydney Pullman, and she will get 2 shots. No, they are saying it's the 1-and-1. Oh, no, it will get 2. They were saying 11 for the foul. So 2 shots coming up from Mo Bugby. Stay tuned in our post-game show. Jacob will be down on the court. We'll talk to Coach Brian Hovland. We'll talk to some of the players here. And what has been a fantastic playoff game is the first shot off the mark for Mo Bugby. Still a 1-point game, 55-54, 35.5 left to play on our community co-op Energy Solutions scoreboard. Second shot upcoming, that's good. 56-54, New York Mills with the basketball. They will trigger inbound. Bella Bauk with the basketball. New York Mills has hit 1 3. That was back in the first half. And the ball is stolen. Bugby gets in the passing lane. Bugby will come to a stop. You could see Mo Bugby saying, hey, just hold up. They're going to foul you. Let's burn off some time. Josie Bugby will go to the line. She will get 2 free throws.
And just there's that defense again of Underwood getting turnovers when they need them. 2 straight turnovers there by New York Mills, but surprisingly only a 2-point lead still by Underwood.
First shot off the mark for Bugby. Every shot, every free throw seemingly just having so much more emphasis on it.
Yeah, and this one will be a big one to bring it to a 3-point lead.
And Bugby hits it. That's 14 for her on the night, and we're going to have a timeout. Timeout taken by New York Mills, 57-54, 23.3 left to play. We'll be back with more playoff basketball on YourLiveEvent.com.
From Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts, with convenient tools we offer to make your life easier. Submit your refill 24/7 with the Nord's Pharmacy app or by calling into our automated refill line. Receive a text letting you know that your prescription's ready, and then pick it up at our drive-thru that's open late, 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Have more than one refill? We can line them up with our free med synchronization program, so you're only making one stop. Nord's Pharmacy and Gifts here in Foston.
Looking to start your own business? How about needing to grow and expand your current business? Then there's no better place than Norman County. Contact the Norman County EDA for information, grants, and incentives available when you expand, relocate, or start a new business in Norman County. The Norman County EDA has provided $740,000 to Norman County businesses in CARES Act retention grants. There may be additional dollars available to you through the Norman County EDA Small Business Loan Fund. For applications or to find out what Norman County offers your business, visit with the Norman County EDA. Go online, discovernormancounty.com.
And welcome back here. 57-54. Underwood leads New York Mills. 23.3 left to play in the community co-op scoreboard. We are in the second half. Winner advances on to the semifinals of this section tournament. It's been a back and forth affair here in the second half. Ball handled by Gieser, goes inside, layup off the mark, rebound, Hovland, and she will be fouled.
And the Underwood faithful can feel a victory coming their way if they can make these free throws. It'll be pretty tough for New York Mills to get back into this one.
And Hovland's going to get a chance to try to put this game away. Crowd gets quiet. First free throw good. 58-54.
So now a two-possession game here. This one will bring it to 5. Still a two-possession game, but only 13 seconds left.
And she will miss the second free throw. 9 seconds left. New York Mills with the basketball, feed across the post, and a foul call. That will be a foul against Brooke Hovland, and by my count, that is her 5th. And her game could have come to an end here with 6.8 seconds left to go. Well, it will be her 4th, so I gave her one too many fouls. Is to the line. Sydney Pullman. Pullman gets the first, and it's now a one-possession game. 58-55. Some substitutions coming for New York Mills. So if you're New York Mills, you're wanting to miss the shot and get the rebound and bring it to the corner and try one amen shot to try to extend this game into overtime.
I think those subs were for three-point shooters, but they decided to make the free throw there anyways.
So now you got to create a turnover as it's a two-point game, 58-56, and we'll get a timeout on the courts. 58-56, Underwood leads New York Mills. 6.8 seconds left to play. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask River's Edge Insurance Agency in Hallstatt if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
Welcome back to Underwood High School Section 6A playoffs. 6.8 seconds left to go. 58-56. Underwood leading New York Mills in a game we've seen 8 ties, several lead changes, and just a back and forth second half of the second half. Joel Morgan, Jacob Tenson with me here tonight on this Friday night. Winner will play Henning. No surprise, the number 1 seed making it to the semifinals of this tournament. So it's Underwood's basketball to inbound. New York Mills is going to have to try to create a turnover now. You get inside the lane, you hit the bunny. We're going to see overtime. You get to the corner, you rip a 3, you may end this one.
Well, and then if you can't get that turnover right away, you're going to have to quickly foul because there's only 6.8 seconds left and hope for at least one miss from the line for Underwood.
Hovland, baseline, puts it in bounds, and a quick foul comes. So they get that foul they needed right away. Sidney Pullman called for the foul. These are scenarios, JT, you work in practice. You have plays. You think about these situations where they put you in the game. Josie Bugby will go to the line. She will get 2 shots.
So New York Mills is hoping for at least one miss from the free throw line, as there's that one. So still life here for New York Mills. If they make this one, then all they can do is force overtime. But if we see a miss here, could be a game winner potentially for New York Mills.
Josie Bugby ready for her second of 2 free throws. This one comes, will miss. Rebound, New York Mills. New York Mills with the basketball. It's Pullman, 1 second left, and it's mishandled out of bounds. Is there still time left on the clock?
0.2 seconds.
So as soon as Underwood inbounds that basketball, it's over. And they're going to take a timeout. Underwood wants to take a timeout. They don't want to leave anything to chance. We're going to stay right here. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. That timeout taken by the Rockets as they want to leave nothing to chance with 0.2 of a second left to play. This timeout brought to you by Nick Prothro, your Pioneer seed dealer in Ada. Coming up, our Home Crown Realty post-game report coming up. Home Crown Realty post-game show coming up here on YourLiveEvent.com with locations in Twin Valley, Ada, and Mahnomen. One of the great sponsors of our broadcast here tonight and what has been an exciting postseason matchup in Underwood. Other side of the bracket, 73-34 Henning, a win over Mahnomen Waban.
And all Underwood has to do is just get somebody to touch it, not even necessarily their own player. They could throw it off of a New York Mills player's foot if they really have to, because 0.2 seconds is going to be very tough for a New York Mills player to catch it, turn, and shoot, especially when they don't have possession of the ball.
But if they cannot inbound the basketball, they could be in trouble.
And this is not a great spot to inbound the basketball here in the corner.
So Hovland just needs to inbound this one to get it over, throws it inbounds, and this one is a final. Underwood will advance in the Section 6A tournament, a 58-56 win. Our final score here tonight. And coming up is our Home Crown Realty postgame show next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stu Hog Sanitation Services is a proud Falcon sports booster and wishes them and the rest of the listening area teams good luck in their upcoming games. Stu Hog serves the Fertile and surrounding area with garbage pickup, recycling, and demolition material disposal. If you're in need of their services, call Nathan at 218-945-6707. Stu Hog Sanitation Services of Fertile.
Ultima Bank Minnesota has been offering support to families, farmers, and businesses for generations. And right now, they would love to give support to all area sports teams in the tournaments. Congratulations. We wish you the very best. Ultima Bank Minnesota, with offices in Winger, Foston, Plummer, Bemidji, and East Grand.
A big win for the Underwood Rockets here tonight. They get the win over the New York Mills Eagles by a final score of 58-56. They improve their record now to 17-3 on the season, and they will get a chance to move on to the section semifinals, while they'll play the number 1 seed in the Henning Hornets coming up next Thursday. This game, which saw a barrage of ties in the first half. In fact, there were 7 ties in the first half, and Underwood started settling back into their style of gameplay. They were up by 6, and then New York Mills got a spark of light coming late in that first half of play, and that came from Mariah Gieser, who was able to score 6 points to close out the first half. New York Mills would come back and tie the game at 29. They scored 5 straight points to take the lead in the second half. They led by as much as 9, 40-31, and then Underwood started their comeback and finally took the lead 45-44 with 5:52 to go on a layup for Ezra Baker. It was back and forth ever since, and then Underwood hanging on to get the win in this contest again by a final score of 58-56. Win number 17 on the season. New York Mills will end their season 14-5, so their season comes to an end. For the Underwood Rockets, they advance on to the semifinal round of this tournament. They will get a chance to play Henning coming up next Tuesday. We'll step aside here on our Home Crown Realty post-game show. We'll come back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank.com. Congratulations to all the athletes, coaches, and fans. Ultima Bank Minnesota, member FDIC.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
And welcome back to our Home Crown Realty post-game show here on yourliveevent.com. Joel Morgan with you here. We'll have some interviews coming up here on a post-game show. Again, 58-56 New York Mills getting the win. Our Benedict Care Community game summary. Well, game summary, 8 ties in this game, a handful of lead changes, but a win for the Underwood Rockets as they will advance on to play Henning coming up on Tuesday. Again, our game summary brought to you by Benedictine Care Community and Ada, strength together, a trusted name in senior living. And JT out there on the court trying to get us an interview. So let's see if we can send it down over to Jacob there out on the court.
We're here with Josie Bugby, one of the 2 Bugbies. Just a tremendous game, just back and forth. What was the momentum there for you guys going in that game?
We just knew that Mills was going to be a tough game, and we really just wanted to push the ball and be faster than them. They had a lot of big girls, so we knew that our speed would help us a lot in that.
And just back and
to kick it in, and that this could possibly be our last game, and we knew that we didn't want that, and yeah.
And just a 2-point game here. Looked like they had a chance to maybe tie it or take the lead, but then stepping out of bounds. After that happened, just what were the emotions after that?
Oh my gosh, we were so happy and thrilled. We knew that they were trying to get a 3 off, but we tried just defending that. We didn't really matter about the 2, but we were so happy about that.
And I don't know if you know, but you're going to be playing Henning. They won in blowout fashion, so are you excited for that game?
Very excited. Henning's a good team, and I'm really excited to get to play against them again.
All right, thank you for joining us, Bugby.
Thank you.
And send it back to you, Joel.
All right, thank you, JT, down there talking to Josie Bugby. She finished this game with 14 points. Her team, more importantly, getting the win in this one by a final 58-56. Again, Henning will be the opponent coming up next. This is our Home Crown Realty post-game report here on yourliveevent.com. Still to come, we'll have our Subway sub of the game. We'll have our star of the game brought to you by Darren Ramit Insurance, our Enbridge Energy play of the game, also telephone post-game connection. We'll also have an RDK precision player of the game, and our statistics still to come. Let's send it back down with Jacob Tenson. He was talking with Mo Bugby at courtside.
All right, we're here with the other Bugby, with Mo Bugby. Just talked about with your sister, just a back and forth game. Just how'd you stick with it?
It was really hard at times, so we just kept pushing.
And just when the ball went out of bounds, they had a chance to tie it up. Just what were the emotions after that?
So exciting. It was so fun.
And you were going back and forth in that first half, too. You were up 6. They came back and tied it up at the half. Just what was the message from Coach?
We just had to keep playing our game and keep pushing the ball and play good defense.
And Henning's the next opponent. What are you looking forward to in that one?
Everything. We just got to play our hardest.
All right, there you have it. Both Bugby sisters excited for the next game. Emotions going strong here in Underwood. Back to you, Joel.
Thank you, Jacob Tenson down there at courtside. Again, 58-56, a win here for the Underwood Rockets. They will defeat New York Mills, and they will go on to play Henning next Tuesday in the semifinals of that section tournament. Underwood able to hang on in a game that had, 8 ties in a very emotion-packed second half as Underwood again now improving on the season to 17-3. New York Mills 14-5 on their season. We're going to have a chance to talk to Brian Hovland, head coach of the Underwood Rockets. Still to come, we're going to name our postseason, or excuse me, our post-game award winners. Let's send you back down to the court.
Join now with Coach Hovland, back and forth throughout the whole game. Just what did you have to do to get your girls to stay with it?
You know, that second half when they went on, I don't know. I know they were ahead by 9. It might have been 11 at one point. You know, kind of did a little bit of subbing there, got us a little more a little quicker maybe in some different spots, and just a little bit different on our drops on defense. We were able to get some steals, and and then the momentum kind of changed, and really we could have sealed it both teams could have sealed it at the free throw line. That's playoffs, so you get into those situations and it gets a little tighter, and but extremely happy with the fight because we could have stopped. I mean, they could have shut it down. I called that one timeout, and I was worried about how they were going to react because they went on a run after half, but super proud of the girls.
Yeah, just really stuck with it. And something else you stuck with was that 1-3-1 zone. It looked like they figured it out for a little bit there, but sticking with it, forced a couple turnovers there down the stretch especially, was able to give you that win there at the end. So why'd you stick with the 1-3-1 zone defense?
We've been doing it all year. We've tried some different stuff. Tonight it helped us cover bulk and their three-pointers a little bit. It helps you in certain situations, but it gives up some, easy ones if you're over-aggressive. And at certain times we were just over-aggressive in it. But these girls, that's what they want to play, and that's what they want to do. And I hand it to them that because, they had us figured out for a while. And then, like I said, we did a couple subs. We did some rotating and different people in different spots, and we were able to cover it a little differently. And got to hand it to those girls off the bench that helped us in that too.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a spark there from those girls off the bench, allowed you to get back into it along with Liz Luke. And just talk about her game, how much she was kind of the glue to you guys, getting you guys to get back into the game.
She's just a spark plug, she could play the whole game. She's so strong getting to the hole. I think, our first couple baskets, that proved that. She can weave in and around and get to the hole so strong. As a freshman, you don't see that very often where they're that good at the rim. A lot of freshmen can shoot just because they're, when they're open, but when she attacks the hoop, she is strong. She shoots the ball extremely well from there, getting to the hole, so.
And I don't know if you know, but you're going to be taking on Henning here in the next game. They won their game. So what are you looking forward to in the matchup with them?
We know the Henning girls real well. I actually coach track, so I got a couple of them that I coach because they're part of OTC. So it's, they're a very good team. There's no doubt about it. They're senior laden with some kids, younger kids coming in. We're definitely going to have to pick up our game. In a game like that, we can't miss free throws like we did tonight. You have to be on the top of your game to win a game like that.
Absolutely. Congrats here, Coach, and good luck here in your next game.
Sounds good. Thanks.
And we'll send it back up to you, Joel.
Thank you, Jacob Tenson, down there talking to Coach Hovland here for the Underwood Rockets again. A win for Underwood in this one. Final score in this contest of 58-56 is the final score. I think we're going to get one more interview down here on courtside as we continue on with our Home Crowd Realty post-game report still to come. Our sub of the game, stars of the game, Enbridge Energy player of the game coming your way as well as send you back down to the court.
Here with Liz Lukin here, and you led the team with scoring here once again, as you have all season. Just what did you have to do to get it done here tonight?
We just had to rebound. We had to finish our shots and just play defense.
And I saw you grimace after I said Luke, and I remember it's Luckin.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah.
I apologize for that one. So,
Yeah.
But game went back and forth, only a 2-point win. Just what were the emotions after you saw the ball go out of bounds on the sideline there?
Amazing, yeah. Just, yeah, I don't know.
That's fair. And I don't know if you know, but you're going to be playing Henning in your next matchup here. So what are you looking forward to in that one?
I'm happy to get a chance to play them again. Try and get it done, yeah.
That's fair. So once again, congratulations on the win, and good luck in your next game.
Thank you.
So Joel, that's our last player of the game right there, leading the way in scoring. We'll send it back up to you, Joel.
All right, thank you, Jacob Tenson, down there on the court side here as the Underwood Rockets again getting that victory. We'll take one more break here on our Home Crowd Realty post-game report. We'll come back to name our awards, and we'll get you our stats coming up as well here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to a caring community of older adults living safely in company with others. Welcome to Benedictine Living Community Ada, with the commitment to senior living that you've come to expect from Benedictine. As a member of the Benedictine organization, Benedictine Living Community Ada can offer personalized care to your loved ones while relying on the support and expertise of a larger network of professionals. We are proud of our community, and we are proud to serve you. We are Benedictine. Learn more at benedictineliving.org/together.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
And we are back on our Home Crown Realty post-game show. Our final score, 58-56. Underwood, their 17th win on the season. They'll move on to play Henning Tuesday night in this section tournament. Our Home Crown Realty post-game report and our statistics brought to you by Christian Motors, Chevy and GMC vehicles on the lot, Highway 32 near Fertile, online at ChristianCarsOnline.com. Our final numbers for the New York Mills Eagles. It was Bell Bauk with 5 points. City Pullman finished with 6, 14 points coming for Mariah Gieser. 13 points in the contest for Megan Rydell. Callie Olson finished with 11, so that is 4 for the Eagles in double figures. For the Underwood Rockets, lead scorer in the game, Liz Luckin with 18 points. 12 points coming in the contest for Mo Bugby. It was Josie Bugby with 14 points. Those were the lead scorers, and those will be our stars of the game as well, brought to you by Darren Ramming Insurance, American Federal Bank. Those will be our stars of the game. Jacob Tenson back with our post-game show. Sub of the game, we're going to have to go with Georgia Gabrielson, Ezra Baker, Ruby Dahlin. Those three off the bench were fantastic for Underwood, a big part of how they got this win.
Yeah, I mean, just really provided a big spark, as Coach Hovland talked about. They were down 9 points. I think they brought it to within about 5 points. And then just the starters took it back over from there, figured it out once again. So absolutely deserving, all of them are, for the sub of the game.
RDK Precision Player of the Game, Liz Luckin finished with 18 points. She is the Precision Player of the Game. And our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, we're going to have to go with the team that had the losing effort tonight, and I think there's no doubt that we wouldn't agree on this one. Mariah Gieser, she finished the game with 13 points for New York Mills, but she scored 6 straight to end the first half, and that was enough to get New York Mills to tie things up. She was a big part of why New York Mills was able to keep this game the way that they kept it.
Yeah, absolutely. Brought them back into it. It looked like Underwood was maybe going to take momentum into the locker room and run away with it in the second half, but she was able to tie it up and then also had a couple big buckets down the stretch, but just wasn't quite enough there for her New York Mills Eagles.
So that will do it here for our Home Crown Realty post-game report. For Jacob Tension, I'm Joel Morgan. Mind you, our final score on the Community Co-op scoreboard, it is Underwood 58, New York Mills 56. You've been watching YourLiveEvent.com.